Hi, in this video we're going to look at the charts and graphs sheet in our dinosaur spreadsheet. So we have three different elements of tasks. We have Rookie, Pro and Beast. So this is going to be the progress through this particular sheet. So I'm going to show you how to create each of these graphs in turn, and then you need to replicate what I do in order to get to the Beast stage. So in order to create the first graph, we need our chart. We need to be on the page for our charts and graphs, and you need to click on the insert menu, and this is the charts area. So we have a number of different charts. This first chart we're going to create is a column chart because we want to display the cost of the dinosaur and the dinosaur name as the data labels. So we're going to drop the list down here on the bar chart. Now it's up to you whether you do a 3D chart or a 2D chart. I'm just going to do a 2D, but if you want to do 3D, that's absolutely fine. And I'm going to click the button. Now I'm going to show you how to create this chart properly, not through shortcuts. So the first thing that we're going to do is to look at the data for the chart. So all I've done is I've clicked on the chart once. And you can see at the top here now we've got switch row column, select data, change chart type. So we're going to select the data. So the data is going to be the things that make up the columns on the chart. For us, that is going to be their costs. So I'm going to click the select data button. When I do that, okay, I have this screen appear. It's asking me to select the data range for my chart. So that is, what do I want to use as the columns? So as I've already explained, the columns are going to be made up of costs. So what we're going to do is click on this little arrow here on the data range. It takes us into this screen that you've seen before, and we're going to click on the choosing your dinosaurs page, and I'm going to highlight the cost of my dinosaurs. I'm going to press enter. Okay, it's now asking me where am I going to find my labels on the horizontal axis. So the horizontal axis is the one that goes across the bottom of the chart. Okay, so I'm going to edit my labels, because at the moment they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to select the little arrow again, and this time I'm going to come on to choosing your dinosaurs, and I'm going to select the dinosaur names because that's what I want displayed on the bottom of the chart. And again I'm going to press enter. Okay, click OK, and you should be able to see, if I move this out of the way, that we've now got the costs and the dinosaurs, and we have the appropriate columns that have been created for the costs of those dinosaurs. The other thing it asks me to do is to add a suitable title to the graph. So I've finished with this now, so I can close this bit down, click OK. Alright, and now I'm looking at this section at the top, which is adding the chart elements. So chart elements allow us to add titles and axis labels to the charts. Okay, so all it's saying in here is add a suitable title to the graph. So I'm going to drop this down and I give the chart a title, and I'm going to click the title above the chart. Okay, so none is obviously none. Above the chart, we'll put it above the chart. Overlay, we'll put it within the chart. So I'm going to put it above the chart, and I'm going to title my graph costs of dinosaurs, and press enter, and you can see that it puts my my title of my graph in for me. So if I click off the chart, I can now move it. Okay, so I'm going to move it into my dinosaur costs. I've given myself more room here. I did because yours will probably be like this. If I just bring that back up, yours will be like that, and your graph is a bit small. So all I've done, anywhere within here, okay, I've just clicked on a row, and I'm going to make the space I've got for that graph, or chart, a little bit bigger, so I can drop that into there. So that's the first one. The Pro one is the same thing again, really. It's a chart, a column chart, but this time it's asking us to do a little bit more. It's asking us to add suitable titles to both graph. I would suggest really that you put axis labels on as well. So when I do this chart here, I'm going to put axis labels on, and I'm going to go back and put axis labels on this one as well. Okay, so let's do the second one. So this one is the age of each of your dinosaurs. So let's go through this again. Well, actually, I'm not going to show you how to create that chart because you've done that already. I'm going to create the chart, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how you add the axis labels and the formatting of colours. So I've created the age of the dinosaurs graph, and you can see this time I've used a three-dimensional graph. So rather than a 2D, I've got a 3D. It looks the same, it's the same sort of layout. So we're going to go and look at, firstly, how do I add titles? So in other words, I've added the chart title. I also now want to add axis titles, because creating a graph, you should have suitable axis labels as well. And using this add chart element menu, okay, the same way as we did to add the title of the graph, allows us to add axis titles. Okay, so we can add horizontal and vertical chart titles. You can see those changing as I move. So the horizontal is the one that runs along the bottom. The vertical one is the one that runs up the side. So all you need to do to add those titles is to click the primary horizontal one first, and this is going to be dinosaurs, or dinosaur name, like that. Press enter. You can see that it puts the dinosaur name bit on there, and I'm also going to add the vertical one, and this is going to be dinosaur age. Press enter on that. So I've now got my axis title. So the only thing that's left to do for the Pro challenge is to edit the colours, the formatting. So if you look down the side of the graph once I've selected, I've got this plus here which allows us to put chart elements on, such as the title. So I could have used those to put the chart title. I can choose to show the chart titles. So if I select one of these, it will take it off, and I select it, it puts it back on. So there's that one. This one allows us to do colours and styles. So let's have a look what this does. So then if I change the style of my chart, so let's say I want to use let's say that style. You can see that I've got a different type of style there, so you need to take a look at the styles that you want to use. So I'm going to use that one, and let's have a look at the colour. So if I drop on the colour, I can have a colourful chart. Okay, so I can select the colours of those. So all I've done there is I've clicked on the data, and you can see it's highlighted the columns, and I can change the colour of those columns. Okay, so it's up to you to choose what colour you want those columns to be. Okay, I can select colours down here as well. Okay, so it's up to you to decide which of the colours you want to use for your colours of your charts. I'm going to use that one. So that then is how we create the Pro challenge. So in this graph I have axis titles, I have changed the style, and I've changed the colours that are used in the chart. So the next one we're going to look at is the Beast one, and this one we're going to look at, it's a different type of chart. This is going to be a pie chart. So this is going to show the number of visitors attracted to each dinosaur per month. So we're going to do a different type of chart. So you create the graph in the same way. So I'm going to go onto the insert menu, and I'm going to select chart, but this time I'm going to select a pie chart. Okay, up to you whether you choose 3D or 2D. I'll go with a 2D pie chart, but if you want to do a 3D pie chart, that's up to you. I'm going to select the graph, okay, which is blank at the minute. I'm going to select my data. So all I need to look at is the number of visitors. So I'm going to select my select data. I'm going to come onto my data range, and I'm going to come onto my choosing my dinosaurs page, and I'm going to select the visitors attracted per month. Okay. Again, I got the labels that I need, so they're the labels that go around the outside. So I'm going to click my edit, my little arrow, choosing my dinosaurs, and I need my dinosaur names. Okay. So you can see that it puts the legend for me underneath. So each of these different sections of the pie has a separate colour on the chart, which is used for the legend. So the legend. So obviously you can see if I make this chart bigger. A second. Okay, because I finished on that. If I make this chart bigger, okay, you can see, for example, that the Stegosaurus there is this one. Okay, so that's that chart there is that one there. Okay, so we've got a couple of extra things to do, so let's make this slightly smaller, and let's drop that in there, make it a bit smaller, make it fit. Okay, move that over just a little bit. Okay, so it's asking me on here now, so I've created the chart. I need to edit the formatting so that the information stands out clearly. So let's have a look at the chart title first, because we need to have the chart title on there. I'm going to highlight the chart title, and I'm going to say Age of Dinosaurs. Okay, I can do the same thing again. I can go on to the formatting tools here, so I can choose the style of my graph. So let's have a look and see some of these available. Got that one there, so I can change my style. As I scroll through, you can see how they change, how they look. Okay, so I'm going to go with, let's see, I'm going to go with, it's a bit busy that one, so I'm not going to go with that. Let's go with the same style as the last graph, so I'm going to go with that one. It says edit the formatting so the information stands out clearly, so that's not clear, okay, because everything is very cluttered. So let's have a look at what I'm going to display. So let's click on the chart elements, and let's click on the data labels and take them off, okay, because I don't want to show those data labels as they are. What I do want to do though is to show you how to add additional data. So if I double click this graph, okay, you can see on this side it opens up a different menu for me. So let's have a look. I've got fill colors that I can use there. Let's go back on and show data labels. So I can change my fill colors over here. Let's take those off. Okay. Let's select that again, sorry. Onto the chart elements. Let's take the data labels back off because I don't want to show them on there like that. But I can change the colors on here, so I can come onto the fill colors here. I could change the color of any particular section, so let's change that to black, for example. The fill color. Okay, so let's go into the fill color, solid fill, and let's change that one to black. Okay, so you can see I can change it, and as I change the colors, it also changes the colors of the legend as well. So let's look at another one. So if I go into this one, I can change the color here on the fill. What I did on the last one was change the border by mistake, so I'm going to change the fill. I can use gradient fills, so I can look at using different colors. So let's see, there's preset gradients there. Let's do this one. Let's do this color as blue, and this last color here as yellow. Okay, so I should be able to drag this and get the gradient, so you can see that it's applying the gradient fill there. So there's lots of different fills and colors I can use. Okay, so that's how I can change the formatting of the graph. How do I add additional data? Well, let's close this down. To add additional data, if I come up here, click on the chart, okay, like that. Click on the chart, on the format for the chart design, sorry, add chart element at the top, and I can add data labels, okay, and I can add data labels to the outside, so that makes it a bit clearer. I can add it to I can add callouts, I can add centered, okay, so it's up to you what you add. So I'm going to add data labels to the outside end, which makes it a bit clearer. So that tells me how many dinosaurs, or the age, sorry, of each of those dinosaurs how many visitors have been attracted to those dinosaurs. I've got the wrong chart title on there. So this is number of visitors. Okay, number of visitors. So that's how we create the graphs. So in order, we've got a basic graph with a chart title, In this graph we've got a more detailed graph where we've got axis labels and a title. We've applied formatting to the style, and we've changed the colours. And in this third graph we've got a pie chart, which is different to the other charts that we've created. We've got formatting, so we've changed the way that the data stands out using colours and the styles, and we've also added additional data to the charts to make it clear for presentation. So that's how we complete the graph sheet. Don't forget there are help documents underneath the graphing areas to help you create your graphs.